sure. But we are back, and I've just changed my setup a bit. I just added some fuel, and yeah, other than that, that's about it for setup. So these guys are quite quick. But yeah, other than that, there's not much. It's Swartkop, so we know the track fairly good. I see I might have be having some microphone issues. I'm checking my stream and it sounds like I am very quiet. So I've tried to fix it, but I don't know if it entirely worked. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's so quiet this time. So I'll probably just speak a little bit louder than normal. So hopefully it's a bit better. I'm just gonna turn this down a little bit more. I don't know why it's doing this tonight. It's very strange. Um, but yeah, I'm just what is next? Okay, yeah, they are fairly quick. I'm just gonna double check my setup quickly. I know I took a screenshot of a setup, so I'll be back. Okay, so no, my setup was all good and all was correct. So I'm just gonna take you guys for a few laps on Swartkop's Raceway. It is a very fun track. One of my personal favorite tracks. So, and the car and track combo is very nice. So, it's a nice flowy circuit. You might be seeing this thing here. This is the safety car app that is mandated for the series. Well, not mandated, it just helps. So what it is a built-in your radar, and it is also the safety car lights. So if there is a big incident and the safety car needs to come out, those lights will come on. But yeah, it also shows you where the track is, just to give you a better judgment of where the car is next to you or in front of you or behind you. So yeah, it needed a update for last. No, what was the last? The fun race, the rally race. If you did not see it, go check it out. But I needed to update it because otherwise I could not join the server. But now it is updated and it looks very nice. I like that it also shows the car's livery a bit, just to make it a little bit more realistic. And tonight I will be testing it out for the first time. I don't usually like to go on racing sims with radars because it kind of takes the realism away from it, and also it without it, it learns you to be more aware of your surroundings. But other than that, it looks nice, and I've been next to a few cars in practice, and it looks really nice. It also picks up the other cars' liveries and stuff, so it generally looks very nice. One of the better radars that I've experienced, and ooh, just need to not go wide there. There are a few corners that will do that to you on Swartkops. And down into turn 2. Very heavy braking. I see there's a guy on me. Then we're heading on to the back straight. It's short. It's not short, but it's not very long. And then you head up to turn 4 up the hill. And I go a bit wide. So that is what I needed to work on for the car setup. Is that corner right there. I wanted to show you, but I had to avoid this guy. But yeah, my car would like, if you just go a little bit too wide, it would just entirely run you off your line and push you out wide, and then you go off track. So I fixed it. That was just my error. So hopefully I don't do that in the race, because it would cost you a few seconds. But the fastest time I've got was a 104.8, and the fastest time I've seen was a 104.4, and that was earlier today when I was practicing a little bit. And yeah, I was really stuck. Oh, and I do it again. Wonder if my setup was correct. Or maybe it's because I turned traction control off, and I've done that change only earlier today. Further than that, I've been driving with it on, but with it off, I've gained a few tenths. So maybe I just have to get a little bit more used to it. But yeah, other than that, it's a very simple track. And I've seen a lot of yellow flags like now. I think people are struggling a bit. It's not really a hard to learn circuit. It's not really technical. There are some technical bits, but yeah, I think it's just people that aren't used to the track, maybe. Maybe not used to their setups. Like, yeah, that has happened a few times with me. But overall, it's really a fun track, and these cars on the track it's fun. It's almost at touring car lap times. In real life, the touring cars do about a 102, 103. So our super production cars are quite close to them. But I think if you made a real life version of all these cars, I don't think they would be that quick. I think they would be much slower, because these super productions specifically don't have a lot of aero. So, and the touring cars usually have a lot more aero, and they are front wheel drive, I think. Some of them are, and some of them are not. Oh, okay. Do not touch the grass. That will make you get a very large wiggle. I've done that once and then I've like entirely cut that entire corner. He was really slow. That radar looks really nice. And now I've gone wide. I was focused too much on the radar. I don't think this person in front has really driven the track a lot. He looks very squirrely and doesn't really look like he knows where he's going. Oh, okay. I do not know what happened there. He just like went left and touched the grass and then went around. That was strange. My times are looking not bad. I'm just kind of cruising right now, just getting into the rhythm, nothing too crazy. What I've realized is in these specific cars, the exit matters a lot because in practice I was driving against a BM and he just pulled out of the corners a lot better than this Focus. So I don't know if he has more torque or anything, but yeah, I'm gonna need to watch out for the BMWs. Most of the other cars look fairly equal to the Focus on corner exits, but I think that BMW really has an advantage on corner exits. Okay, we're going drifting. I think because of that BM six cylinder just can produce more torque than the four cylinder. Because I think all of these cars are four cylinders except the BMW, I think, but I'm not sure. Sorry, I just needed to stop for some petrol. I see it was getting low, so some reason it doesn't give me animation for this car, but it is filled up. So I'm just gonna do 2 more laps, but I'm gonna try and get the best lap time that I can do. So this would just be a nice out lap. I see there's a guy behind me. I'm gonna let him go past here. Yeah, I'm just quickly gonna go quiet and, as the younglings say, lock in. I think the tires are a bit overheated. And I don't know why. Because I turned in, it just immediately started slipping for some reason. It's very weird. I But my tire pressures I think were correct, so maybe it's the track conditions, but I don't think they would change because yeah, the sun is roughly at the same spot at where it was in practice, so it's roughly the same time of day unless the track rubbering changed, but it doesn't look like it did. So I'm just gonna try again. That was a okay-ish lap to start on, but I'm definitely gonna try and get into the fours. Because if I can get into the fours, it would put me a bit higher up than I am now. But I can feel the track. I think it definitely changed a bit because in certain places I can't push as hard as I want to. But I'm gonna see now. It looks like it's getting better. I'm gonna head for another lap and try to narrate a little bit. Like that, corner one was now much better. Corner two was decent. And corner three, it's basically flat out. It doesn't really matter, just your line. Then corner four, big break. Exit is really important. Use the curb, yes, like that. And here's big break. Exit is really important as well. That was very good. A little bit bouncy on the curbs, but it's okay. That guy died. Entry very smooth, very smooth, very smooth. What's that? That was a good lap. One more. I think the track's rubbering in more now. I have traffic. Get out of my way. Thank you. Okay, I can push more. I want to at least stay fourth or go for P3 if I can. That felt like a good lap. And it most definitely was. That was a really good lap. I can do better. I know I can. I have to turn in a bit late. I'm turning in too early there. On the gas, on the gas, on the gas. Go, 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 go. I'm a bit wide, but it's okay. Oh, that was perfect. Absolute perfection on the last corner. Corner one, very good. Exit, nice. Now we just stitch everything together in one good lap. Yes, that is where I need to turn in. I have to complete this lap and then head into the pits. My fuel is almost done. Good exit. Very clean. Oh, that was perfection, that last corner. I turned in too late. But it's okay. My fuel was only when it finished, and that was a very good lap. Oh no, there's someone oh, sorry, I didn't see you. Sorry. Where is he? I can't see him. Sorry, man. See, I don't think the radar picked that up because I did not see him. Because I was getting out of the way of the BMW behind me. Sorry, man. Luckily, it's just practice, but yeah, that was not ideal. Luckily, damage is off. I think they put damage off for a reason in this series, because I think in previous series the guys would get a bit bumpy and shovey and stuff, and then over time all the little contacts will damage your car, and yeah, it does make it more realistic, but people, I think they saw people taking too much, wow, speaking a different language, taking too much of an advantage against it. Oh, that was tight. So let's quickly see. Okay, I went off a few times, but it's okay. That I'm really happy with. That's about 0.1 something seconds quicker. And oh, okay. I did not expect that. But I know there's a guy in here um that can do a 104.4. I'm not sure where he is because he was also driving a Focus. Yeah, I'm not sure where he is. He's probably still coming, but yeah, for now, Yeah, the tires can't really go. But I think I think what are these the Yokohamas? They take 2 or 3 laps to just get. I don't know what it is, but the first 2 or 3 laps are pretty slippery on them. Not very, but you can push immediately on them like some other tires. Then after that, they start gripping a lot, and they basically hold their grip for the entire race most of the times. So, really, any setup changes I thought I did more was I just raised the car a little bit on the rear, and it helps with the bottoming out because corner one and corner four, and I think the last corner, I think corner eight, they all have a little bit of a bump on entry. So yeah, it helps when you just raise the car a bit. But for now, yeah, it's personally you don't really need to change the setup. You don't want to because you're already used to the setup you're on now, so it doesn't help you change it unless you change it and it's faster and you can do quicker times consistently, then I would do it, but now it's too much experimentation right now, and I'm happy with the setup. I've just gone quicker, so it doesn't necessarily mean I have to change the setup to go even quicker. But I doubt that I'm gonna hold first place because unless that guy is sandbagging because I can't remember his name, or not everybody is here yet, but I qualify usually in fifth or sixth. I'm not very far off the times usually, but yeah, it was only Friday that I got first place, but I was in a rally car. So, and I got a false start somehow. I didn't even release the clutch even. So that kind of, yeah. But on here, I'm more comfortable. The compatibility. Damn, I'm starting to talk a different language. I'm more comfortable on this track compared to a few others. I'm very comfortable with Kailami and Kalani, and Aldous Gruvanti was a new track for me, so it was kind of touch and go. And East London, I couldn't race, but I did practice for it, and yeah, it's a strange circuit. There's not really a lot of points which you can use as braking markers because it's a very open and flat track, and because of that, there's not many indications where you're going, left or right or whatever. That's the other thing. If you know the track, you obviously know where you're going, but when you're just starting to practice it, I think it's one of the harder tracks to begin learning because at Kalani, Kailami, Aldous Kurvanti, Swartkops, you can see the track a bit better because it's not as flat. But East London, it makes sense why it's so flat. It's like right next to the sea, but I think that's one of the flattest circuits in our country. I think some oval tracks even have more elevation because of the banking, but yeah, that track is like flat. There's like almost no elevation. but it's understandable. But yeah, it's definitely a harder track to learn than the rest. And especially the time of day it was, it made the track surface a very lighter color, almost the same, um, how can I say this, lightness of the grass around it. So because of the how the sun was shining on the track, it made it very glossy almost. So there's also that. But I've also seen when I was practicing, I saw a few people also struggling. So it wasn't just me. Like right now, the tires are still, they are a bit slippery, but they are starting to grip. But I bet you on this next lap they will bite in again. According to real life interviews and stuff of GT drivers that race on the Yokohamas, they say the tire feels sometimes unfair because they describe it as like if you're driving on a simulator with like 1.5, 2 times the grip. So it kind of also feels like that in the sim compared to other tires, but you can't really put like, let's say for instance Dunlop or Michelin's or Pirelli's on the car. That would kind of be cool, but it will, I think it would make it a little bit unfair because certain tires degrade, yes, degrade more than others, and yeah, even if you make them the same compound, like let's say for instance medium is, or let's take hards because in the more grassroots style, you want a hard tire because it lasts you the longest, and tires are expensive. So let's compare the Yokohamas compared to the Pirellis, for instance. Not specifically what type of tire, I don't know the tires' names, but the Yokohamas I think would be more grippy overall than the Pirellis. But I think the Pirellis would probably go a bit longer than the Yokohamas just because of how they are made, because of Pirelli's deal with F1. I think they optimize it even more for higher temperatures and higher cornering loads, and I think they definitely transfer that to their other tires, like for instance the tires that are being used on GT3 cars, for instance. Maybe they would last a bit longer, but I'm not sure. That would be fun if you do a tire comparison video. But the thing is, then you have to like find a car that, yeah, that's it's gonna be a tricky one. But I know some of the street cars in Serie Corsa have street tires, sport tires, and then they have like semi slicks and full slicks, I think. So maybe we could test it out that way. Because I know the BMW M3. Ooh. Oops, I did it again. What was I saying? Oh, I just. It's okay. It would buff out. The BMW M3, it comes with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, and that's a very popular performance tire. And I think it also has a semi-slick option. I couldn't remember, so maybe we could compare it like that. That would make kind of a very fun video. Okay, so the Yokohamas we've got medium. So how are these guys doing? Oh damn, definitely getting quicker. Um, it falls off about here, but yeah, I don't know how I am that high. Don't take that in a different way. Uh, but yeah, we are all really closely matched throughout the series I've seen. We've all been like in a few seconds or sometimes even a few tenths between each other. In that rallycross race, I qualified second, and the other guy, I think we were like split with like 0.02 of a second or something. So it can be tight, but that was now on rallycross, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. I think I'm not entirely sure. But nonetheless, it's really close. So we sometimes we can be really close. What are they typing in chat? Oh, it's just that's. I don't know. Sometimes they say left, but I can't see an option to keep the chat on your thing, and nobody's looking really at chat. I think so. 12 minutes left. Just gonna head out for some more practice. I'll probably head out with like, or come in with about 5 minutes. I kind of want to find a buddy to drive with because sometimes it gets boring. Ah, and my call has been heard by, what is it? A B? No, that's not a BMW. Wow, I was about to say that thing was a BMW. Ooh, I always forget this car's name. I couldn't remember what brand it is. I think yeah, it's a Mazda. Yeah, go ahead, buddy. No, go. I don't want you to go. I'm giving you the position. Thank you. Yes, that's a Mazda. I was about to call that a BMW. Oh my. I would have been sent straight to jail. Next time, I think I have to get a livery for myself. Ask someone to make one for me. My friend is all. No! Rest in peace, my brother. Because next time, I think I have to get a livery and sync. Because I've seen the cars that are usually white have third-party skins. And you can only see that, I think, if you like sync or something, or you also download the skin, so it also shows. But yeah, I don't really care. I just want good solid racing, but it would be nice to have a little bit of color pop. So maybe I'll do that for the next series. I haven't got any news of the new series they are gonna do. I'll probably also just do the Sunday races. I bit off a bit more than I can chew the first time I joined them with the Wednesday night and the Sunday night races. And because there was that big gap between my last stream and the first round of this super productions because there was exams and stuff and we were busy and there wasn't really time. I did still keep up the sim racing, but I never joined the league because it's just sometimes you don't have enough time. And yeah, last term, yes, it was like normal tests, like every what was it, Wednesday and Friday, and then we had like a month and a half of that, and then a month of normal exams where you can stay at home on the days you don't write and stuff. So last term was really busy, so I couldn't really. And the cars they were driving were they really looked fun to drive, but I'll rather I skipped that because of how busy we were. And yeah, I wanted to join the like when it was um when exams, no, it was, I think it was after the exams when it was holiday. I wanted to join, but then I saw there was like 2 or 3 rounds left, and then I just yeah, then there's not really a point. Yeah, but other than that, I've seen that I am, I think, 12th or 11th in the championship. Surprisingly, I would like to get into the top 10. I think there was 3 people above me. We were all tied on 39 points. So I'll just quickly review their names and then see if I can get the better of them in the race and stuff, and try and get a top 10. That would be amazing. But yeah, we'll see where we go. I don't think, I think some of the guys are definitely sandbagging because there's no way I'm faster than them. I am fast sometimes, but not quick enough to get pole position now. I think if I practice a bit more, then I would definitely be, but I don't think so. I was like expecting like 1 minute, 2 seconds, 1 minute, 3 seconds, because usually how I work it out is the guys are about 1.5 to 2 seconds quicker than me usual. So anytime I add like, or I had to what do you call it? Subtract, I think. Minus 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds. And then I aim for that, but we'll see what happens. I see there's uh, almost 5 minutes left of practice. I'm just gonna finish this lap, do one more lap, then an in lap, and yeah, just chill a bit. Oh no, just get my bearings all together again. But I see slowly but surely I'm catching this guy in front, and I'm not really. I'm kind of just driving. Sometimes uh, I'm gonna have to practice the Nürburgring, the North Schleife. Oh my, the North Schleifer, because one of the suggestions I made, they said we're gonna do that car, but we're gonna do it on the Nürburgring. So, and I don't know that track at all. I know the few corners that are very popular on YouTube, but other than that, I don't really know the track. So it's just nice to know where you're going because there's like over, I think there's over 110 corners, maybe more. I'm not sure. But the track is like 20 kilometers long, so it's a very big track. I think it's the longest track. I think not in history, but now currently, I think. Because I'm sure of it, there were some crazy people in the like 90s that were racing like very far. Because at the time, Le Mans was it was the, what do you call it? It was the race between, I think, like three or four towns. The track like looked like a triangle. So, and it was all basically straight. So they would just bomb it in their tin cans about it, like probably, I don't know, 80, 90 miles an hour, maybe quicker. That sounds slow, but they were practically in a soda can with wheels, and they didn't even, some of them didn't even have helmets. Back in the day, their helmets were leather caps or horse racing helmets, I think. Some of them went without helmets, and there were no seat belts at the time, or no racing harnesses, and also no, what do you call it? No thought of safety in mind. They were usually put between two massive fuel tanks. And if you wrap yourself around a tree, it go boom. So those people were a little bit crazy. But we're all a bit crazy if you think about it. Just want to check the time. Yes, yes. I was really just cruising now. The key thing is consistency. And yeah, it's very consistent. Uh, wow, I've done a lot of laps. Okay, but I'll be right back. Just quickly gonna run to the bathroom. Where have my words gone? Just quickly gonna run to the bathroom to, yeah, and then I will be back. And then I think it's then gonna be already qualifying, but I also have to jump over to the score, so I'll be right back. Sit back and relax. Ja, ek sjappies, ek net gebadkamer toe gegaan. Qualifying gaan nou begin, so ja. Wish me good luck. Ek is net gebad begin, maar vir nou is ek somehow eerste plek in practice. So ja. back. Back for revenge. No, I'm just kidding. Yep. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? You were sandbagging. Oh, I have to head over to the Discord. I'm a bit late. Get me over to Discord. Okay, bye for now. Oh, bye. Bye. Beef. Beef and chicken. Bye for now, guys. And yeah, enjoy the rest of qualifying and the race. Yeah, bye for now. Hello, hello. Hallo.
Ja, nee, Maarten gaan definitief opkom.
Yes, Pieter, dankie vir daai reis. Daai was baie fun.
Ja, nee,
Ek
cool man.
ek het nog as lanklaas so side by side lap na lap, draai na draai gery. Dit was nog as fun.
Ja, ik moet zeggen, het is fun while it lasted.
Wat het gebeur? Ek het
Nee,
gesien
maar
albei een wat dit gelyk het hoe uitgegaan.
ja, nee, ik heb de hele tijd aandacht op je stream issues, maar dan lijkt mij een beetje gehaakt of something. Ik weet niet wat er gebeurt. Dus al mijn aandacht naar die kant toe en draai ik met de muis al rondvoeter en toe voeter van die pad af. Dus,
Ja,
maar
nee,
Maar
die
julle
was een lekker reis.
ja, nee, maar het was lekker, ja.
alright dan, thanks julle. Check julle Woensdag.
Yes. Tot zo.
Chap, chap,
Bye.
bye.
Ja, nee, ik moet zeggen, tires op je einde was maar lekker gaar.
Ja, nee, hulle was 'n bietjie klaar. Ja, ek kon myne nog bietjie manage, maar yes, hier die laaste 15 minute moes ek maar bietjie vroeër breek. Ja,
Yes. Ja,
veral draai 4.
ja.
O ja, vir my ja. Ek het al vergeet van daai reël.
Ja, nee,
Yes, ja. Ja, ek het amper skoon vergeet van dit, maar ja.
ja, volgende week
Ek
is
wou
die
maar net
feest.
jammer, ja, ek wou maar net jammer sê ek het die BMW in die heel eerste lap getag net toe ons uit die hairpin uit is. Ek kon nou nie sien wie dit was nie. Sorry wie ever dit was. Ek ja, daar's nie veel wat ek kon doen nie. Daar was iemand op my gat ook, maar ek het try lift, maar ek dink hulle het my ook 'n bietjie meer gestoot as wat ek gedink het.
Ja,
Sorry wie ever dit was.
moet je wel eerlijk geweest.
Maar
Dit
ja,
is
ek
my
moet ek moet
draai
gaan,
weer
maar
wegkom.
het okay, dankie tog. Maar sien julle weer volgende week Sondag. Dit was vrek lekker vanaand.
Ja, de racing was sharp. Cool
Ja.
man.
Dankie julle, lekker aand verder. Bye. So there you go, everybody. From fourth to, I think it was sixth, back to second. That was a fun race. A little bit bumpy here and there, but nothing too bad. But yeah, that was fun. Now I'm gonna move up to server one. That's where all the faster guys are. So see how I'll do there. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope it was entertaining. It was definitely for me. And thank you all for watching. And yeah, I'm happy that I got second. It's the first time. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see if I can sort out the microphone and sound thing. I don't know what went wrong. I tried to fix it, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching and see you all next week Sunday or maybe yeah, next week Sunday, maybe Saturday. I'm gonna look if I can try and do something. But yeah, for now, just keep your Sunday night open. And thank you all for watching and peace out.